Guess who got his voice back? But more on topic, guess who got some new additions to the home library this month? Let's talk about them. Hey, what's up, bookworms and book buyer holics? One thing I'm going to think of something that actually fits that. Mike here talking about another book haul, this time for the month of September of 2021. Much smaller month than August, as to be expected. You know, no birthday this month. So I have lots of new things I have added to the home library, some things that you wonderful people continue to send me, and also some digital purchases. So guys, let's go ahead and begin there with the digital purchase, because what do I always say, guys? They count. I was doing some for spooky season this month that I was not able to procure a hard copy of. So I went ahead and got a couple of digital ones. First is I was going to be doing I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by Harlan Ellison for spooky season. And I started researching and I was like, wow, for on digital, I can buy this Essential Ellison, which is like 50 years of all of his works, for $1 more than I can buy just like the 25-page ebook of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. So I went and picked that all up, even though I have no immediate plans to read more Ellison than just that one right now. But this will be my first venture into Ellison. I just figured for an extra buck, I would take the chance, right? And then also, I was going to be doing a Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill this month. And all I had on digital was Nosferatu. Now, I kind of talked about in the weekly update, the reason that I got these on digital is because when I first discovered Joe Hill stuff outside of Lock and Key, I was like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't want to start being like I am with his dad, where I feel like I've got to buy everything he owns in hardcover. So I said, I'm just going to get Nosferatu on, my Kindle, and that was the last place I had been until now picking up Heart-Shaped Box, which I am currently reading and enjoying very, very much. But I went ahead and picked up the rest of Joe Hill's stuff. I feel like, 2 books in now, I feel like I trust him enough that I'm probably going to like most of what he writes. I'm not going to go as far as to say, hey, no worries, we've got a replacement when his dad leaves us. No, but I do think it's safe to say the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He listened, while dad was telling those bedtime stories, because I feel like he's picked up a lot from having that kind of resource under his own roof. So, I'm enjoying it very much, and I look forward to continuing with his works. That's why I went ahead and picked all of those up, guys. But let's go ahead and talk about some of my physical purchases this month. This is stuff that I picked up on my own. I was going through some thrifty stuff here, and I found a couple of these books as I'm trying to complete this series. Now, this is by Daniel Abraham. He is one half of the gentlemen who write the Expanse novels, along with Ty Frank. But his fantasy series is called The Dagger and the Coin. And one of my patrons, Crow, had actually got me book number 1. And that's the thing, is when someone buys you book 1 of a series, you have to complete it. That's just kind of a thing about being a book collector. You have to do it. So I started getting these. I picked up 2, 3, and 5. I didn't find 4 yet. But here's the thing. Here's the danger, guys, about buying on Amazon. Because I found these 2 at a thrift store. They're a little beat up, but they're still in pretty good shape. I mean, it's a weird shape on this one. Yeah, but hey. Again, people do weird things to books, like I've said before. But this one, Spider's War, I bought this on Amazon, and it was sold as used like new. Guys, this is beat to shit. It's got rips in it. It looks like someone sneezed all over it. I don't know, like a dog might have chewed on it a little bit. Maybe they used it underneath a couch to kind of like level the chair or something like that. But, I bought it for $5. I said, hey, I'll let it go. Gave them a nice little review on Amazon, and they responded that if I wanted to send it back and all that, I was like, don't worry about it. That's a pain. So good on them for offering to fix it. But I was like, you know what, $5, I get what I pay for. But hey, maybe don't advertise your stuff as used like new. Another one, I'm trying to complete a series. Someone did buy me book 1 of the Inhibitor trilogy, so I picked up book number 2 by Mr. Alistair Reynolds. Still looking for book number 3. But here's the thing, guys. I do not have this on the schedule right now, so I am in no rush to complete this like I did with Peter F. Hamilton. I was like, why did I struggle so bad to complete that series when it's not even on my radar at the moment. I've heard great things, obviously, about Alistair Reynolds. It's just not in the plans right now after I finish Malazan. I don't want to take on anything that anyone says is too heavy for a while, so I'm not planning that far ahead. So, but that is obviously something that I want to do in the future, is get into a little more, hard sci-fi, because I think that that and Gene Wolfe, maybe my brain will be ready for it after finishing Malazan. Being a Malazan girl, I'll finally get there. Something that I'm reading in November, guys. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I have enjoyed the first 2 Blake Crouch books I've read. Dark Matter and Incursion were both just fantastic. So I went ahead and decided to pick up the Wayward Pines trilogy, all 3 of them. And the thing was, like, all 3 of these were less than $20 combined, guys. So they're really cheap. But as far as this series, I'm going to be reading it in November. I did delay reading Poppy War because, let's just say I wasn't itching to get back to it. But I'm not quite to the point of wanting to DNF it. But I said, you know what? How about I just go ahead and spend time on books that I really, really want to read right now? So that's why I picked up these, and I'm going to read them. And like I said, in November, back to back to back, which is unusual. Most of the times on this channel, I've been doing, I'll read one, and then the next month I'll pick up another. And I'm planning to read these all 3 in a row. And I've heard basically that this is like if Stephen King was writing Twin Peaks, is how it was sold to me, and that's a ha ha ha, But I mean, look at that. That's smaller than a Malazan book. So I figured that hey, I should be able to get through these in a couple of weeks easily, right? So that is the plan for now. Lastly, for the month of November, I did go ahead and get the hardcover, as you would expect, of the final First Law book in Age of Madness trilogy. Hopefully not the final First Law book, but if it is, hey, at least I got them all now. But yeah, anytime there's a Joe Abercrombie release, I will be getting it. I believe he's announced he's doing a short story collection sometime next year. And there is one more thing, but it's over here. So you guys just hang on just a second. I don't know if I can reach it from here. Okay, hey, live, baby. I love it. From my good pal Lee, from Creative Lee Crafts. It is a page where she makes book-themed coffee mugs, bookmarks, pins, all kinds of fun stuff. And she has an Etsy store. And I bought several of her mugs. I've had several people ask me on these videos, where do you get these mugs? I got a First Law one from her. I'm sorry, I got this First Law one from her just this time. But I've also got my Red Rising one from her. I got her my Losers Club Stephen King one. I got my Witcher, the fuck off Bard one. She makes fantastic stuff. And when I saw she was making a First Law mug, I could not help but say, I have got to get one of those. I contacted her really early and was like, because she was saying that, it was going to be pre-orders. And I was like, look, I'm going to be out of town when that happens. Could you please save me one? She was like, absolutely. So I'm glad that she, basically one of the best mugs that she's made is been First Law themed, obviously, and that she was able to give me one. And guys, she does great stuff. So I hope you will check. I'm going to drop a link to her website down below. I hope you'll check it out, because I think there's no doubt you're going to find something book themed that you love there. It isn't just the stuff I read, guys. She also does, Sarah J. Maas and things like that. She has a lot of those things. Lee Bardugo, if you're into that kind of stuff, she does all kinds of stuff. So she also does, I believe she takes special orders. Like she did do a Lord of the Rings mug just for me. Really awesome. So check out her site, because her stuff is just top of the line quality. And I can't wait to actually start drinking out of this, because I can be like, hey, my wife's like, hey, your coffee looks like mud. I can say, hey, check it out. Hey, how about that? Let's look at some of the things that you wonderful people sent me this month. Let's kick this off with some independent authors. There are some independent authors who have sent some things to me. And what I try to tell them is, guys, I don't have time in my schedule right now to be reading anything independent, but you want to take the time to send me something and me give you a shout out in book haul and drop your link below. I have no problems doing that, because I do encourage those authors to chase their dreams. I have no problems giving them recognition. I just don't have time to fit it in the schedule right now. So I do want to make sure that I give them a shout out right now. And the thing about having a P.O. box and authors just sending these directly to you now is I have some that aren't even doing that. They're just sending me like an advertisement for their book. I got one the other day where someone just wrote on it. It was like an Amazon card that had like the book title on it, and it basically said, "Love your channel, please buy my book." So hey, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? So, hey, good for them. This one is called Swashbucklers. This is from Dan Hanks. Again, I don't know anything about these guys, but like I said, I will drop a comment down below, or a link down below for you if you want to look in more of them. Nice press release. Again, sometimes I don't know if these are from the publisher or if these are actually from the author. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'm still new really at all this. The Reckoning by Don Solosan. He actually sent me a hand-typed out letter. Looks very Lovecrafty, very, very short. So this one, who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day I'll find myself with an extra hour and I can knock something like this out. Pretty big print. It looks like I could probably blow through this in a couple of days. But yeah, it looks pretty Lovecrafty. So very cool cover there, Don. Very, very cool. Thank you for the letter. I do appreciate the kind words. This one's from Tina. This is called Escaping First Contact. T.S. Is it Buyer or Beer? I'm not really sure. Sci-fi novel. It's book 1 of the Burnt Ship trilogy. So again, guys, we'll drop a link down below for you. Above and below, this one is by Alexander Lee. Again, a nice little note there for him. And lastly, Wick Welker. This is called Refraction. So guys, drop in the comments. Let me know if you know anything about these, or if you want to hit up those links and check them out and let me know anything that you want to know about them. And if you are one of these authors who sent this to me, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. Now, there is some from Baen. Baen Books continues to send me so much sci-fi books that I have no idea when I'm going to be able to read them. But I'm actually starting to hear, I've heard of some of these authors send me, like David Weber. I've heard of him, Valkyrie Protocol. And I'm pretty sure Rockio will drop in my comments and let me know who all these people are. Tim Akers, this is Night Watch, because Rockio did work as an editor for Baen Books for a long time, and he's the one that got me on their mailing list. So thank you, Chris. And then we got Going Interstellar. This is like a short story collection. I've heard of Michael Bishop. That's the only one I know by name there. Then, of course, these 1637 novels, these are like an alternate history novel. My wife actually picked up one that they sent me before, and she says they're pretty entertaining. So I do love a good alternate history. I think those are a lot of fun, going all the way back to like Philip K. Dick and stuff. But and then lastly, Simon R. Green's Jekyll and Hyde Incorporated. That was a hardback, so I think this might actually be brand new. I know last month they sent me a Monster Hunter book that was brand new. So thank you, Baen. Again, I don't know when I can fit any of this stuff in my schedule, but as I always say, I have no intentions to stop reading anytime soon, so I'm sure someday I will find my hands on these. So let's roll along here. Now some books from some viewers. At first I didn't even know if this was real. I didn't know what was going on in the Beacon Star. This was sent to me by a YouTuber named Cowlazars. I think he does like treasure hunts and things like that. I checked out his channel right before this. I'll drop a link down below for you to check out his channel. But yeah, he's got like 5,000 subs, and he basically just does like treasure hunts and stuff. And he actually sent a letter with it, but it was like Colorado based and things like that. So obviously I'm not gonna be able to participate in that, but very neat idea. I do like a good bull hunt for all you Stephen King fans out there. So I don't have a lot of feedback on what this is, but like I said, I did kind of look at it for a while and be like, is this actually real? I have no idea, but thank you, sir, for sending that my way. Seth sent me Rogue Squadron, because I did say in my top 10 Star Wars EU books that that video that I made, I did talk about that I did not read any X-Wing books, so he wanted to get me started here on Rogue Squadron, and that is very exciting, my man. Anytime I have a original Star Wars EU, aka Legends, that I don't call it, but I call it the EU, a book that I haven't read, that really gets me excited, because I could see this being a TBR buster in the near future for sure, because I am jonesing for some good Star Wars. This one's from Dustin. He sent me the other day. I love the cover. It's called My Best Friend's Exorcism, and it looks like, you guys might not be old enough for this, but it looks like those old VHS covers that used to be designed just like this. So that's a very cool idea right away. I have no idea what this is. I know that there is a real big market for throwback to 80s slasher horror right now, and I'm part of it. So if that's what this is, and that's what it looks like judging from the cover, I'm very, very excited to do it. So Dustin, he also sent me some Lovecraft stuff one time, so I think he really does enjoy when I do the horror content, and I hope you're enjoying spooky season, my friend, because I feel like I'm already pumping out some good Lovecraft stuff right now. But hey, thank you very much, Dustin. I do appreciate it. That's not the first thing that he has sent me, and I do appreciate it. This one's from Patrick. This is called Between Two Fires. I had never heard of it. I did look up some reviews for it. Some very good stuff is being said about it. Christopher Buellman, Not really sure, but his note just said, this book is awesome. So, hey, sometimes that is the best selling point for sure, I think. And lastly here, well, not lastly, but moving along here, this was a gentleman sent me a really, really nice email, and we talked for a little bit back and forth. But this is from Istvan. I believe he said he's either from Turkey or Hungary. I can't recall which one, but he did send me The Three-Body Problem. Now, this is a series that I wanted to read this year. I had planned on sci-fi being a much, much bigger part of the channel this year, and then when we sped up that Malazan schedule, it just kind of, delayed it, where I had to put all the sci-fi stuff I was going to be doing in 1 month, and I knew that these would probably take me longer than that, so I went ahead and delayed these to next year, but they will be happening sometime next year. I would love to read these before that Netflix adaptation comes out. Yes, Dan and Dave from Game of Thrones fame are doing that adaptation, and I know a lot of people have already got kind of snarky attitudes about it, but I'm like, I know you guys are having some revisionist history here about when Game of Thrones was the greatest show in the land. Dan and Dave were doing it then too, and when they were really, really good at it is when they had source material to follow. They're very good at a literal adaptation. It's the original writing that they struggle with. Obviously, I think that is very, very obvious at this point. So them having a completed series to adapt, I think it could be very, very, very good. So it depends really how I feel about the book series. The book series I don't find very, very good. I don't know, but I say as far as an adaptation goes, I think people are kind of having some revisionist history there. I think they forget that Dan and Dave were also responsible for when Game of Thrones was excellent, not just for when it fell off a little bit. So thank you, Isfan. I'm very, very excited to read that series. I've heard almost unanimously great things about it, and I look forward to doing it. And then this one is from Cyril. Also, not the first time Cyril sent me something, so thank you, my good friend. I am a nut about the Arthurian legend. When I was in high school, this was everything to me. I got so obsessed with the Arthurian legend. Anything about Arthur I would eat up, and that included La Morte d'Arthur. And this nice, beautiful hardcover that he sent me is just spectacular. I mean, look at the sprayed edges. I'm always a sucker for that. Really cool art. I mean, this is just gorgeous stuff. I love a good hardcover collection. This one looks like almost like one of those Barnes & Noble collections that are just so gorgeous. But yeah, the art is just magnificent. And guys, if you don't know the Arthurian legend by now, I mean, you got Disney Plus. Watch The Sword and the Stone and get started. That's where it all starts for younger audiences, and then get you up to this. Maybe watch Excalibur. That's a really good adaptation, I think. But this is just one of the greatest legends of all time. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I encourage anyone, like if you've gotten really into the Green Knight after that movie came out, guys, go back and read where it all started. I think that you'll have a great time with it. That's it, guys, for the books. I did get a couple of things that weren't books. First, this is from Tristero, and he sent me a really awesome mug that says, "I'm not some lousy dragon. I'm a bookworm." And I love it because it's oversized. I can fit like 2 coffees in here. Always happy to have a new coffee mug, even though wife is grumbling about where are we going to be putting all this stuff. Then my good pal Alicia, she heard that in my Game of Thrones video, my Song of Ice and Fire video, why you should read it, I talked about I didn't have a map of Westeros. So she sent me hers all the way from across the pond via Royal Mail. Thank you so much. This is very, very cool. I do intend to frame this and hang it somewhere. I'm kind of out of wall space because I decided to use all that wall space with bookshelves. So I'm kind of out of space. But she also sent me this really, really nice handwritten letter basically telling me that I'm way more awesome than I actually am. But I think that's very, very sweet of her to say, and obviously very, very sweet of her to send me this. Thank you, Alicia. I love you to death. I appreciate you. And I love our talks on Discord. And guys, the last one I have here is just this nice lady named Judy keeps sending me these handwritten cards, and she sends me gift cards. She sent me a Starbucks gift card and a Barnes & Noble gift card, and just some really, really nice things that she said in this. I hope that you did enjoy the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy video that you were looking forward to, Judy. I do appreciate these guys. I do read all this stuff. Sometimes the stuff that comes in the P.O. box and they don't alert me, I forget to check it, and it just sits there for a while. So I had 2 of them in there. I don't know how long ago you sent these. I do apologize if it's been a while. So I hope that you are watching this, because I don't have a contact. I don't know if you're on the Discord. I don't know if you're on Instagram or if you're just on the comments or anything like that. So let me know if you are, so I can give you a personal thank you. But if not, hey, I hope that this is good enough. And guys, that was my month in new additions. Do you have anything that you added to the home library in September? Drop in the comments and let me know, and I will talk to you there.